Well, today's Monday and it's the 6th of March 2023, and we've come to the southwest corner of our island. That's Sant Elmo or Sant Elm, and it's quite a journey to get here, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it. A little bit quiet today, a little bit breezy, and the sea's a little bit choppy. And the sea doesn't actually look too nice from this view. We're looking down and there's a whole lot of seaweed that's been washed up. It's been really windy over the last few days, and that's obviously brought the seaweed in. It's turned the sea upside down a little bit, and some of the rocks over there are just absolutely covered in seaweed. That'll dry off, blow off, and it'll all get tidied up later on. We're just looking over the island of Cabrera. No, it's Dragonera. Called Dragonera because it looks a little bit like a dragon, and maybe as we walk around we're able to see that a little bit more. But what we're actually looking at this side is the dragon's head. Looks a little bit like a crocodile, if you like. But we're just going to have a little walk up into the town and see what's going on. You can see though the sea is a little bit choppy, not too many boats out today. But the temperature's quite good. Lots of comments, people are asking me about the snow. It's still there, and there are still a few roads that are actually cut off, but most of them have reopened. But I think up to 100 roads were actually closed at one point. Now we've got a little bit of a walk up a hill, and I don't think there's a lot to see on this part until we get to the top. So we'll catch up in a moment. Well, we just walked up the hill, and forgot to mention at the bottom there, but there was a bus waiting to leave. It was number 121. So you can come here by bus. We've come by car, and if you're coming by car, as you enter Sant Telmo, there is a car park. In fact, there's actually two car parks immediately you get to the bottom of the hill. One of them is private and you have to pay, and Anita saw it said €4. Whether it stays like that for the summer, we'll see. €4 for the day. But there is actually one right next to it which is free, but you'd be lucky to get into that most times, particularly in the summer. But if you drive around the back of Sant Elmo, then you'll usually find somewhere to park in the street, and that's what we normally do. And actually where I am now, cars are normally parked here, so it's obviously a very quiet day. And here we've got another view now of the island of Dragonera. We were a little bit further down the coast there, and we can hear the rocks, the waves bashing against the rocks. Those sounds that I like. It's quite a big island, and during the summer months there will be day trips for you to go and have a look around the island. I've never actually done one of those trips. It's one we tried to do a year or two ago and failed because it was too rough. It's something you really need a calm day. But I have been around the island. I've actually been on a kayak and kayaked around the island, and that is quite a long way. Especially as you come from the beach, which is just around the corner here as we go down. Looks like there's a little bit of pollution in the sea. We don't normally get that, but following a storm, anything's possible. And usually a lot of boats are actually tied up here. And again, there's none tied up today. They're usually tie up there, I suppose, because they're just this side of the island, which gives them a little bit of protection from the elements. There's one sailing boat out there, and I did see one other boat. But that's about it at the moment. Just here there's a picture which shows you what you're actually looking at. So that's the island of Dragonera. We can't actually see the tip end, this one where there's a lighthouse down here. Goes up to here. Well, this one here is 352 meters. It goes a bit higher there.
No snow on that?
No snow on this bit of the island at all, actually, I don't think. Snow's still on the mountains though. Well, one reason for coming here is just to absorb these wonderful views. And I'm just looking in the distance there, and there's some waves bashing against the rocks, and really it's quite stormy on there still. Here's the area where we've got the restaurants, and they're all set up and ready to go. It's I forgot to put my watch on this morning, so I can't tell you what time it is. I rely on my assistant here. And she can't read her watch because the sun's too bright.
20 past 12.
20 past 12. Oh, right. So, not quite lunchtime yet. Some people out already having their coffees. So hard standing over here. People to tie their boats up, get them out of the water. And another big restaurant there. And get your lobster here.
Yeah, we have a drink with Laura and Nick and the boys.
But this is the main street that you walk through in Sant Elm, and usually quite a few shops here. They will be open in the summer. I'm guessing a lot might not be open yet because it's still very quiet. But nice to see so many bars and restaurants open. It's quite a journey to get here, particularly because the big tunnel that helps you to get here from the Majorca side is closed and has been closed for months. Small one's been opened, but that really only gets you part of the way. You still have to come down into Majorca and circumnavigate the mountain. And today there was a huge amount of traffic. We were not in rush hour, so I'm not sure what it's like for people who live here and work here, or in the Andrach area, of course. Once you get through that, it's plain sailing, and you just come over the top of the mountain, through, or just past Sarako, and then down the windy road to get here. I quite like these little alleyways that lead to nowhere really, other than a bench, and you can just sit on that bench and watch the world go by. And that one's just perfect. It's got a tree there giving you some shade, and it feels now as though we're going to start needing that shade. It's the temperature's warming up. It's just we feel like extremely privileged people to be able to walk through these streets on our own almost. In the summertime it gets a lot busier. It's another one of these little alleyways that doesn't particularly lead anywhere other than to a bench. and a beautiful view. Anita's found a shop, as Anita does. Shops will just be really getting themselves organised and ready for the summer season. And I see the council workmen are hard at work trimming the trees. There's another one. These alleyways, some steps that can take you down a bit closer to the sea. Not much in the way of hotels, but here's the Dragonera, not open yet, and I think there's one on the other side, maybe a little bit bigger. But I'm guessing that any tourists that are here are tourists who've hired a car and come over the mountain just to have a look. And here's the main beach, and you can see the waves here coming in. Really is quite rough. This is not normal, and the beach actually looks a little bit smaller than normal because of the waves. I think the beach is usually a little bit bigger than this. It's a nice sandy beach. This is what they're doing to the trees. They're just making them into little cylindrical, similar to what they've done in Palmanova and in Magaluf. It must be the in thing to do with trees. Some nice waves coming in. You could almost surf on those. And perhaps if we were in Pagera, we'd actually see some surfers. That's the big surfing area. It's as though the waves are coming in this direction. Interestingly shaped tree. Yeah. In the sun though. Well, we managed to find a cafe with an amazing view, so we can watch the waves bashing against the rocks and onto the beach while we have our coffee. And we're in the shade too, so best of both worlds, but it really is quite warm in the sun here today.
Flowers on the table, real eucalyptus, Drosophila, heather.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, Anita's just reminded me it was actually pouring with rain this morning, and we've got beautiful blue skies. The temperature's definitely rising, and we've got a beautiful day ahead of us. But that's the end of our little video here in Sant Elmo, and we've just had a lovely cup of coffee. Only €2 here, We paid €2.90 on the Playa de Palma, €2 here, and I would have expected it to be expensive here.
Yeah,
No,
it's good.
good price. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you in our next video. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.